Hey guys, Wandering Shell here, and this time we're going to be doing Magneto. He was the worst one because we ran out of purple, and he has a lot of purple. Well, let's get started. So what I did was in this, I made a mixture of red and I think Goddess silver, so a light silver metal color and the color red. What's really cool with the Army Painter paints is you can combine these colors to make so many unique variations. So I chose kind of like a metallic red for his helmet because it is metal. Problem is, it just doesn't look right. Like, it looks more copper, and at that point I should just gone the copper then. But I digress. I continued trying to do the helmet and then went to his skin color. On the canvas, it looks like yellow, but it's actually elvish skin. It's one of the lighter tones because I feel like Magneto hasn't seen the light of day and went tanning in a while, so he's in a lighter skin color. So I try to find all the little crevices that has his skin, and there wasn't that many. It's just literally his face and the back of his neck for whatever reason. You know, you would think a villain like him would protect the back of his neck, but nope, he rather his head. Go figure. Anyway, so then I went to the red, like red, for the outfit. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, this makes sense, but then it doesn't go with the helmet. So after I was done with the red, I did go back, and you probably see in the video, I did go back and change it to that red instead of that copper looking red. I said red a lot in this sentence. I'm sorry. So I did get a new and improved way of doing the lighting. Last episode I did Mystique with the new lighting. I hope that came out great or came out good. Let me know in the comments below, or give a like or subscribe, because I'm hoping to do more X-Men painting ones, because I still have all the heroes and the rest of the villains. But what's interesting in the game, Mystique and Magneto are not just the villains, they're also the heroes, which is very interesting, hence the purple bottoms, the purple ring that they get at the bottom. So that's interesting to know in the game. Let's see. Continue with the red, and he was so complicated with the cape in the way. And I don't want to pop off take pieces off, because there is no way for me to put it back on. So you see here where I went over with the red, because red belongs there, not that copper looking, even though it would be amazing if I was going more like live action-y looking. So that's interesting to know. If you want to make it more look live action more, that copper looking helmet might do the trick for you. And this is the struggle I had the whole entire time. So you can see the purple is very not pigmented, like it's very liquidy, it's very see-through-y. It's because we don't have much left as a bottle. Like you can see, I literally took it from the bottle itself. Don't do that. Put it into a palette. It makes it so much easier. But I don't have enough in that bottle to even get it onto the palette. So I had to take one of my longer paintbrushes and do it that way. When you run out like that, get a new one. Because you don't want the struggle I went through. And it doesn't look right. It doesn't give that clean look to it anymore, because it just doesn't have enough. So we do have extra purple, but we want to wait until we finish all the paints that we have in this container before we open a brand new has all the colors container. So didn't realize Magneto had that much purple other than his cape, because that was a pain. Then he has little metal pieces on his cape that I guess is supposed to look like it's floating there, but really it's not. It just looks like it got stuck on his cape. Quite funny, actually. So I had to go over and get like a kind of like a gunmetal color to go over it, and kind of made it not purple to match his cape. And didn't realize he had that many pieces of metal on him. I had to go through like 4 times off camera making sure I got all the pieces of metal. As you see, over and over. I had to go through, and I actually missed a few when I was painting too. So, Then I started to go over the background, the metal, not pipes, what it's called, railings or something. Usually it's like a copper looking to it, but since it's Magneto, might as well have it all silver. And even in the pictures in the book, in their book manual, it's like a metallic look to it, so I just left it. I kept it as how the book was. And what was annoying about it was his stupid cape. His cape kept getting in the way. I wish there was a way I can just pop it off and then paint what I need and then put it back on. Because there's so many pieces where I knew I missed pieces of it. And what's nice about Army Painter paints, you can go over old sections of the paint. Like where that purple is, silver went right over it. Like, it was no big deal. It makes it very easy to do that. It's very hard to do like a gradient type. I haven't tested that yet, other than doing like a dry brush of it. So now Magneto's pretty much done because he's like 3 colors. So then I went to the ground. The ground is more like the metal, a dirt look to it. So I kept it with the dirt. I was hoping to do something like him more floaty, but well, because he's floating in the figure technically, himself, but I was kind of hoping like he's really like off the base. So I skipped the part where I did the tones, and I just went straight to the dry brushing. At least in this video. In reality, I did do I did a strong tone. Strong tone is a more darker brown. Soft tone is a lighter brown. So I went with those type of tones. I didn't change it up with like different colors or anything because there's really not many colors to do with. So I stick with the dry brushing. I used white mostly. That really helped with the highlights. I might have went a little over with the highlighting. Dry brushing. You probably never heard of it until now. And basically is you get a good amount of paint on your paintbrush, take a majority of it off with a paper towel, and just lightly go over your character. It helps with highlighting and pieces like that. Also, I went over with the metals, with the little rivets around his neck thing, cowl, over the pieces of metal, just to give it a little more color and differentiate pieces of him. But other than that, it's pretty much it. Kind of get those little details like his mouth and his eyes. That was a little tricky. I usually save the face dead last, just because I didn't want to go over it 1,000 times. We've done that with the Super Dungeon games. When we painted the characters and stuff, we went over the face, I don't know how many times, to the point that the face got so distorted that it just didn't work out. It kept clumping up. So always try to save the face last, just for that reason. So I did more dry brushing, and I think I should have stopped. Learn from me, take it and leave it. So this is the final results. Tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment below, and you guys will see me next time for Marvel United X-Men series. And see you later.